I gotta tell you something.
Beer.
It's good for me.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, all right. How's it going, everyone? How you guys doing tonight, today, where we're from in this beautiful world? Got another beer and cheese today, of course. And it's an open table, so everyone can bring whatever they want to bring and show off. Hopefully it works out. And, man, I want to welcome my panel. Cheers, guys. We got Dan from FLX Beer Reviews. Cheers to you, bro.
Hey, gang.
Yeah. East Coast LQ Reviews. Cheers, man.
Yes.
Miscellaneous Brew Reviews. Cheers.
What's up, everybody?
And cheers, Bumpy Road Brews. All right. Of course, Beer Man. We got Cheryl. I was going to say Cheryl Crow. We got Cheryl Crawford. Yeah, Cheryl, cheers to you. Thanks for stepping on in, checking this out today. All right. So hopefully our stuff works out. And let's start. Let's do this. Let's show it off. Starting with Dan.
Woo! Okay. First beer and cheese. How do I do this,
Nice.
man?
So you just show it off like the beer and the cheese. Don't get into it. Just kind of do a quick sniff of the, both if you want, but don't like get all crazy and detailed first, and we'll get into it later.
Show us,
So
show us
taste
what you're
later
Yes.
working with.
Okay. All right. So I brought a Guinness draft. And then I'm sure everyone's had this cheese. So it's Kerrygold.
Yep.
Dubliner cheese with Irish stout.
Oh, no.
Nice.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Don't eat that green part.
Yeah, I'll save that for later.
It's candy.
It's cheese candy. I know it is. I'm sure we've all seen a Guinness poured, but
There's a matching glass.
Look at this. This first beer and cheese is coming all proper like.
Yeah. Way to match it.
and now we can just watch a cascade.
Was that a
Look at that
nitro?
beautiful footage.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's just
okay.
something majestic about a Guinness just cascading.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Love it.
As Thrash would say. It's
Uh,
like an
so yeah,
upside down
I,
snowstorm.
Yeah.
So-
Upside down sniff.
Yeah, I guess it's brewed with Irish stout, or the cheese is made with Irish stout. It looks like Guinness, so I'm assuming it's some form of that, whether it be a Murphy's or something else. Yeah, it looks like a Guinness. Smells pretty roasty like a Guinness. I feel like I don't have to deep dive into what a Guinness smells or tastes like. I imagine most people have had it. Yeah, the cheese, it feels like a softer cheese. Looks like it's going to be kind of creamy and, yeah, hopefully pair well with the beer.
Nice. Irish cheddar, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How do you plan on
Or
eating
eight
it?
cheddar.
Are you just going to pick it up and eat it like a cake?
no, I have a knife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Bumpy style.
yeah, it just says Kerrygold Dubliner cheese with Irish stout. So I would imagine it's doesn't say much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's my
Thanks,
thing.
Dan. All right. That should work.
There you go. Makes
Cheers.
good stuff.
They sure do. All right. East Coast.
All right, so I got a style that I've never tried before. So I asked the guy at the brewery, and he said that this would probably pair well. So this is from Proclamation Ale Company. Silence is not golden. 5% alcohol by volume. This is a table beer. And I've heard, I believe Bumpy was talking about this style of beer before. It says light in body with a soft, mellow mouthfeel and moderate carbonation. Subtle citrus and banana spice aromatics with a faint, bready sweetness. Easy drinking, 5% ABV. And then on the side of the can, it says the mission of the RIDA, Rhode Island Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Action Committee is to promote a culture of equity, diversity, and inclusion in the Rhode Island beverage industry. Proceeds from sales of this beer provide scholarship funds for JWU students committed to promoting inclusion and equity across the beverage industry.
Beers for education, people.
Yeah, right.
Get you some.
Yeah. And it actually says on the website, this beer recipe and label design were created by students in the brewing program at JWU or JWU. So pretty
Damn,
cool.
you're in a class,
It's a cool
dude.
background story. And yeah, I've never had a table beer before, so I'm excited to try this. I got my dual glass here. I'm gonna pour this up. I haven't used this glass in a while. Been using that other snifter. Decided to use the dual tonight. All right. So yeah, this is a style that I pretty much have no clue about. So it's slightly hazy. I say straw color. Lots of effervescence. Poured a nice 2.5 finger sudsy, kind of rocky head, but still holding some good retention. Big bubbles. And yeah, looks good. All Proclamation beers are unfiltered. So that's why it's got that little bit of that haze. There's a little bit of a chilled haze from being in the mini fridge. But yeah, excited to try that. And the cheese I have, I think someone on this panel possibly has the same one. But
I might be eating it right now.
Old Croc sharp cheddar cheese. So it says made with milk from grass-fed cows, vintage 12 plus months, born in the land down under. So this is a Sam Smalley cheese. But for some reason, mine, when I cut it up, it literally just completely fell apart on me. So you can see I cut it into slices and it literally just kept breaking apart, super crumbly. Oh,
You lost one.
landed on the keyboard. Should be good. But yeah, smells pretty good. And yeah, hopefully this works out. Never had a table beer, so we'll see what happens. Cheers, guys.
Awesome. Cheers, Tanner. Thank you. All right, miscellaneous.
All right. So I've got a cheese. I've had this cheese before. We're getting to that point. It's going to be revisits because we've had a lot of cheese. So yeah, I've got the Cabot here. Their White Oak Reserve. I remember having this. Very, very good cheese. Yeah, it's a white cheddar. Looks off-white in your camera sight, but yeah. Smells good. I'm excited about that. All right, and I got an old beer, people. I got an old one. I'm not gonna disclose how old it is, but it's pushing its expectancy. This is from Double Nickel Brewing Company. They're out of
New Jersey.
Jersey. I can't pronounce what part. I'm not even gonna butcher it. So yeah, this is their ripe. This is a double dry hopped juicy IPA with mango, brewed with Azaka and Eldorado. 7.1%. Oh boy, we're gonna find out right now.
My experience with Old Nickel is I've liked what I've had from them, but they weren't old. So
Yeah, is it pushing its Best Buy or what should be Best Buy date? I don't know. I didn't see no chunks coming out. That's a good sign.
No chunkies.
So yeah, looks pretty good. Oh yeah, there's some stuff swirling around in there.
Yep.
shooting stars.
Oh yeah. But yeah, opaque, can't see through it. Looks a lot dingier in real life than what you're seeing. One finger, really soapy, sudsy looking head. It's not good.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
We'll give it a shot.
Okay. That sucks, though. All right.
Oh, I don't know. It's gonna drive back to the store or not. I'll drink it.
What's cool? Yeah, cool. All right. How old was that again?
Old enough.
Old enough?
It's well out. I'd
Okay.
say 6 months.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, cool, man.
Fish that would still be good.
Well, thanks,
It could
Miss Lynn.
happen. It's plausible.
Maybe the cheese will.
That
Yeah,
could happen too.
Exactly.
I don't know
Exactly.
where with it. So.
Exactly, dude. Right on, man. Thanks, Miscellaneous. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. All right. We got not East Coast. We got Bumpy here. Oh my God, my brain's somewhere.
Just drinking some of my water.
It's that old
inside.
beer, Miscellaneous. He threw me off.
Cleanse the palate.
Dun 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 dun. I got cheese. It's crumbly cheese. Sliced it up. 2 nice little pieces. It is Old Croc. And it's the smoked Old Croc. I think that I've done this one before.
Yes.
I've only had Old Croc one time.
Never seen that one.
You've never seen the smoked?
No, they don't have that. I thought you had the same one as me. It looked orange when you were
Yeah,
showing.
so this is smoked, naturally smoked. And I've only had Old Croc one time, and I didn't care for it. And I was like, I'm going to try him again because it's my mom's favorite cheese.
Yeah,
At least, like, when we do Thanksgiving, she's like, oh, if you're going to do a cheese platter, then get some Old Croc. And I'm like, no, Mom, I know about cheese. You shut up, Mom. I know about cheese. I don't want no Old Croc. So I tried some Old Croc, and yeah, this is my second time having Old Croc. So the smoked one. I figured what better to bring out some of the smokiness out of the cheese than West Coast IPA. And I happened to come across one that I've never had before from New Hampshire, from a brewery that I've heard of. I heard their name. I've never seen them. I've never had their beer. This is called Tucker Brook West Coast IPA from the Last Chair Brewery out of Plymouth, New Hampshire in the mountain region. Let's see. It says at the last beer, at the last chair. I'm sorry, not the last beer. Last Chair Brewery. We embrace the moment of finding joy and cherishing those on the ride with us. To us, it's not about being first. We prefer to enjoy the ride and always catch the last cheer. Cheers. They talk about the beer, and then they also give all the hops. This one has Centennial, Columbus, Amarillo, and Galaxy. It's 6.2% ABV with 60 IBUs. So it is just a single West Coast IPA. As far as a canned on date, it says scan me. So I guess you'd have to scan. Maybe that will give you some clues. But yeah, there's no canned on date. But my first time ever seeing anything from this brewery, there was 3 different beers from them. I went to the Packy today.
That was probably the most accurate Alex pour I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm off camera. I'm like, where am I? I moved my camera today, so I don't know. I can tell you, it's got some aromatics to it. It's got this kind of deeper amber color to it, like hefty gold. But it does bring in slight kind of like reddish hues to this yellow gold coloration. So it is a darker. This is more like a double IPA coloration, I would say, for like a West Coast. It is clear, can see through it. It's got that kind of fine knit white head that it's probably not going to last. I'll probably have like a little slight ring around the top here as it goes. Carbonation doesn't look super effervescent, but looks can be deceiving. I do see carbonation bubbles coming up through. So yeah, I look forward to having my first beer from the Last Chair Brewery ever tonight. Cheers.
Cool. Cheers.
Good, man.
All
It's
right.
got smells. That's good.
Good smells.
Smelly smell. That smells.
That smelly smell.
Good looking Westy there. All right. It looks more like a Northwesty kind of liquor. Yeah. Cool. All right. So beer. No, cheese. Let's go cheese first. So I got a Gouda from Appel Farms out of Washington somewhere here. It's a jalapeno Gouda. So I'm testing my realms with hot stuff. I don't normally get hot stuff because I can't handle it. This is what it looks like. It's got little pieces and flakes of jalapeno in there and other stuff. Smells really good and creamy. And then I got another one from Via, and these guys they're finally on Untapped. They're starting to get looked at more. Chinook Mosaic Citra HBC 286 hops in it. 6.5% West Coast is what I saw, or American IPA actually is what they named it on Untapped. Let the future tell the truth. Brewed by Via Beer out of Clackamas, Oregon. This is 8/22, so it's 2 weeks oldish. Yeah, nice, clean, clear-looking beer. Oh yeah, golden straw-colored beer. Good effervescence in there. Good bubbles. White head. Good retention. Nice rocky bubbles on the top. Smells good. Kind of lemon citrusy. Awesome. Hopefully that works. So let's get back to Dan. See how that works for him. Cheers.
Oh, you're
You're
muted.
muted. And call me.
I was saying still with the perfect head. Yeah. So I used to drink Guinness all the time. I haven't had it in the longest time. Yeah, a lot thinner than I remember. It's still like super creamy because of the nitro and everything. Heavy, malt, like dark roasted malt character to it. Still has like that coffee kind of bitterness aspect to it, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's just, I love Guinness. So, all right. So the cheese,
I like Guinness too.
it's very pungent. Like, I don't know if I can necessarily smell like the stout aspect to it, but it's got this like kind of nutty, roasty kind of thing to it. More nutty. Smells like it's almost like a sweet. I know you can't smell like creaminess, but just the texture and everything, I just feel like it's gonna come off that way. A bit salty, a little salt aspect to it. So yeah. Wow.
That is a cheeser's late.
That is like super, super creamy, but it's not like, it doesn't like finish like clean or whatever. It's got a bit of like texture to it when you bite it. It's not like creamy, almost like a brie or anything. Kind of got some grit to it. I don't know if that's stout or whatever. Hey now, that makes the beer like a lot infinitely better. I think like that's really good. I think the beer also makes the cheese come out a little bit more. Man, that's a good pairing. Sorry, this is my first cheese and beer pairing, so like I'm kind of lost of what to look for, or, describe how it pairs. But for me, the cheese kind of tones down the roastiness of the Guinness, sort of, and that bitter bite to it that Guinness has. Whereas the Guinness sort of brings that salty aspect of the cheese down. So it kind of helps best to like both worlds, if that makes sense. Yeah, I much prefer the beer while eating the cheese than like separate, and I prefer the cheese while drinking the beer. So yeah, they complement each other, and I think it works well. And matter of fact, I might actually break this out during like a get together or something or whatever, St. Patty's Day or something like that.
There you go.
Yes.
Bottle shares and charcuterie boards, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to try this with a Murphy's, because Murphy's has a slightly different aspect than Guinness. I mean, they share a lot of similarities, but I like Murphy's just a little bit more. Unfortunately, I was looking for that. They didn't have it. Or even maybe like an Irish Red or
Cheaper
something.
too.
What's that?
It's cheaper too.
Yeah. I'd almost like to try this with like an Irish Red as well.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that might complement it a lot.
St. Patrick's Day is coming right up.
Yeah, I mean,
Soon.
I'm not going to wait till then. I'll probably go grab some Irish Red because I'll have a lot of this cheese left. So yeah.
First
That's what I got,
pairing
man.
ever with the cheese and beer ever.
I mean, like on a platform to where I have to explain it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I guess like I've had some pairings, but more like a wine and cheese kind of pairing.
Right.
But it's kind of where I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good together. Not to where I have to like explain it to a bunch of people. So this is new.
Cool.
So.
Oh man, it's good having you on here. Thanks for.
Yeah.
When I did that Mad Elf, so I did the Trogs Mad Elf and their cheese. I did not like the cheese, so it's cool seeing a cheese that's made with a beer. That is it made with the beer, or is it just?
No, it's made with Irish Stout.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, yeah. So yeah, the one that I had was made with the Trogs Mad Elf.
I looked at like not the actual label, but like Wegmans had a label and it lists all the ingredients on there.
Mm-hmm.
And the final ingredient is the actual stout.
Oh, there you go.
Thanks. Well, cool. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah,
Good
thank
good
you.
reviews there. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right. Well, we got Tanner next. Right.
Enjoying my side beer. All right. Silence is not golden. Table beer style. Not familiar with at all. Haven't had one ever. So let's try new stuff. On the nose. Yeah, I'm getting lemon and banana and clove. And then like white bread. But it smells very crisp and clean, super light. A little bit of an acidity. There's a little bit of a tart aspect to it. The banana's coming off as kind of like a, I'd say more candied banana rather than like a natural ripe banana. But yeah, for the most part, I think the spice, like the clove, is a little bit more dominant. And then the banana kind of overpowers the lemon, and that like fruity aspect just kind of hangs out in the background. Overall, it smells pretty good. It reminds me of a Belgian kind of like just a very light Belgian beer. But yeah, so I'm gonna dive into this. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Looks pretty good. Looks really nice. So
Yeah, it does.
it's actually got a lot more flavor going for it than I expected. It's kind of giving off like a little bit of like a creamy banana. Oh, that's low. On the palate, it's more ripe banana, but it's got like this slightly creamy mouthfeel, a little lemony, a little floral and grassy on the back end, with that little bit of that citrusy bite. The spice isn't overpowering. It kind of just adds to the banana flavor, kind of enhances it. It's pretty good. It's a little thin as far as mouthfeel, but the flavor is definitely I'd say medium bodied. Carbonation's pushing medium to full. It's got a nice little prickly carbonation to it. This is actually pretty good. I do like this. It's got a little bit of that, little bit of like a earthy, funky kind of yeast note going forward as well. But yeah, super crushable, drinkable for what it is. Not bad. I like it. Like I said, I like the banana note. It's kind of giving off like a banana, creamy banana. Not bad. The cheese. Now, I thought it was the same cheese, but apparently, Croc. I don't know why. I know Bumpy's kind of look like this as well, but it's super dry. See, it's like super crumbly, falling apart. The aroma on it. I'm literally trying to pick up a piece and it's just falling apart on me. Lots of nuttiness. Tangy. A little bit of that cheddar funk. Not overly salty. A little bit of like a milky creaminess to it. It smells pretty good. I mean, it was aged for a year. It says 12 plus months. So, smells good.
I think it smells
Yeah,
good too.
let's try the cheese. Cheesers, guys.
Changer.
Put
Jesus.
some,
Hey, Drewski, do you have beer and cheese?
No, he doesn't. He's drunk.
yeah, I can if you want me to.
I can't have you up here, man.
I got beer and
Okay. See ya.
Why is it always when I go up?
I don't know, man.
All right, we'll say super, super, super astringent. Very dry. It's hard to. It's kind of pasty. I did get a little bit of a There's a little bit of a crystal crunch in there. Nice bold nuttiness. Not overly tangy. There's like a little bit of a tang. The saltiness is more apparent on the flavor. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of like crystal crunches. Nice bold, sharp bite. But it is really astringent. Really dry, astringent, but bold flavor. It's good. I like this cheese. It's a little too dry to have on its own. I would say that like with a cracker, probably be a little bit easier to take down. You know, maybe depending on what cracker you have, like one of those Toll House originals. Nice buttery cracker with this probably work a little bit better, or even a beer to wash it down. Yeah, overall, it's a good cheese. I like it. It's just a little it's a little astringent. It's a little on the dry side for me. So let's go with the cheese and the beer and let's see what happens here.
All right.
Right, cheers, guys.
All right, Dr. Seuss. Cheers.
I didn't mean to do that.
Poet didn't know it, Holmes.
Believe me, Dan, when I first started doing the show with these guys, I had no idea what to say, and I would, on camera, I'd say, "Oh, so what are the flavor notes you get out of this cheese? What am I looking for?" So if you're on here and you're on the panel, feel free to ask these guys questions. The only reason why I know what I know about reviewing cheese,
So we told you it doesn't taste like pasta.
yeah, as long as no, but the only reason why I know what I know and like kind of what to look for when you're doing these pairings is because of them. So feel free to ask questions because when I first started with them, that's all I did was ask questions the entire time. So Let me just do that one more time. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's literally falling apart. I'm literally picking up pieces and it's dropping on me. All right, well, citrusy floral aspect, fruitiness of the beer stands out a little bit more. Kind of cuts back on that spice. It really opens up the beer. The hops stand out a little bit more. You get more citrusy, you get more floral, grassy. And like I said, it kind of cuts down on the banana and the clove, which I do kind of like. Definitely washes down the cheese pretty well. This beer isn't really overly astringent. This beer isn't overly dry, so it kind of washes down the cheese. It works really well to make the cheese a little bit, gives it a little bit more moisture, gives it a little bit more of a creaminess to it, and it really does complement the cheese. So overall, I think it's a good pairing. Besides the banana note that I really liked in the beer, there are other aspects of the beer, and it's making them more prominent. And I'm liking how it's coming out. The beer overall by itself, I really do enjoy, but when enhanced with the cheese, it makes it even more enjoyable. But I will say the cheese on its own is a little too dry and astringent to just have by itself. So, yeah, I'll sit on this and I'll keep pairing them together. Possibly pick up some other flavor notes, and I'll have some ratings for the two products in front of me next time around. So, cheers, guys.
Awesome, man. Cheers, Tanner.
Cheers, man.
All right, miscellaneous.
Oh boy, let's go for it, huh? There's a bunch of stuff floating there. You can't see it. It doesn't look good from where I'm looking. Let's just say that. On the nose, you get some slight fruity, citrusy notes. Definitely mango shows up. It's got a tea-like aspect, which means that the hops have fallen out. It's past its prime. But that being said, I mean, you do get a nice fruity sweetness off of it. Some maltiness to it. I'd say white bread crust. That's going for a sip.
Nice. Cheers.
Hey, bro.
To be honest with you, the mango flavor held up very, very well in this product. It's a sweet mango, almost I'd say slightly overripe. You know, because it gets real funky if you have like a way overripe mango. You don't need to. But that flavor is good. Medium body, light carbonation. There's a slight earthy pine to it, but it's very minimal at this point, and I do pick up some slight tea notes in the flavor profile. It's old beer. I know what I was getting into. Job was dangerous when I took it. So yeah, for the Cabot, the White Oak Reserve Cheddar Cheese. Oh god, my beer just like blinded my smell. So yeah, nutty, buttery, slightly salinity, like a slight salty salinity to it. Tangy on the nose, but I wouldn't say it's got that real like super cheddar funk. You know, some of those reserve cheddars you open up and they got like a sweet funky aspect to it. This cheese doesn't really have that. Smells good. Let's eat it.
Cheezers.
Cheezers, miscellaneous.
Yeah. Rich, buttery, tangy, envelops the palate. Slightly powdery mouthfeel to it. It does dry the palate off a bit. I wouldn't say it's as salty as it smells. It does have like it's almost like a balance between the tanginess of it, the salty, the buttery, the rich milkiness. It's very well balanced cheese. The white oak, okay. Let's put this kind of aspect to it. I had some cheese while everybody was doing the reviews, and I sat back, and I almost got. It was like a slight, like I guess, very light cooked sugar. I wouldn't even say caramel to that point. You know, slight hints of that. Very good. Like I said, inexpensive. Some of their reserve or whatever they call it, legacy collection is what they call it. I will say they do make some decent ones for a grocery store cheap buy. All right. So yeah, let's do the beer and the cheese. Actually, it's 7.1%, no alcohol present either on flavor or aroma.
Nice. Cheesers again.
Cheesers again.
Fuck good, man.
Dashboard cheesers.
All right. So the cheese definitely kicks up the fruity flavors in the beer. Definitely brings that mango way more out in front. Gives you almost like a candy mango type of feel. Drops out whatever mild hoppy. Oh god, like a little. Like I said, it had an earthy, slight pine undertones. Being able to pick that up as old as this is, not bad. I think it subdues that a little bit, but I think if this was fresh and you were getting like that real good raw pine with it, I think it would pair. It'd be really, really good. It would ramp that hoppiness up a little bit or mellow it out, almost balance it a little bit. All right, let's have the beer and then some cheese.
Cheers.
Cheesers 3 times.
3 times.
Cheese runs a beer slap over. It really does. It does accentuate some more of the flavors in the cheese, but you know what? It brings a little bit of that funkiness out in it. I will say that. More you get out of like this really, really, the more high-end reserve cheddars, you know, spendier ones than like a $3.50 block of cheese, what I got. But I don't know. It's not bad. Especially stating the fact that this beer is way past its prime. Not bad. Honestly, if I had fresh beer, fresh product, I think this would be a really, really good pairing. Cheers, guys.
Nice. Cheers, Miscellaneous.
Cheers.
Awesome. All right. Well, we got Bumpy Road Brews here next. Cheers.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to start off with the beer. Although I can smell a lot of smoke from this cheese. And I welcome smoke. I welcome the smoke smell in my home. Unless my smoke alarm's going off, then that's a bad thing. Let's go for the beer. We got this West Coast style IPA from this brewery that I've never had before from New Hampshire. The Last Cheer. And some aromas. Smells like an oxidized EQ. It's extreme caramel toffee notes. It's like way overdone with the crystal malt in this. Yeah, way overdone. When using crystal malts, you want to basically use like less than, like maybe around 5%, maybe rigorous. It's just way too much. It's overplayed. The first aromas, now this has sat out for a bit. When I first smelled it, it smelled like cotton candy. I mean, that's how sweet this beer comes off. And this is a West Coast IPA. So yeah, there should be a maltiness to it, but it shouldn't smell like it's some weird, bizarre mutant of a barley wine, I don't think. This is like noises. Yeah, caramel, toffee, slight fruitiness in there, maybe a little bit like pear-like almost. Grape, I'm getting grape out of it. Like Kool-Aid grape, another sweet. All things that I shouldn't be getting out of any of the hops that are used in this are coming through. So this is nuts. But I think it's just due to the amount of sweetness from the malt. It just smells sweet. It smells super sweet. There's no pininess. There's no citrus. There's nothing I should be getting from a West Coast IPA out of the aromas. So cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers.
It kind of sounds like you're describing a clown shoes beer.
Cheers, Bumpy.
All right. So on the flavor in this, it is kind of a fuller body, like a medium body to a medium full body, which is strange. Because you think West Coast, you're thinking probably more of a lighter body. There is a lot of grain flavor. There's a touch of breadiness. The caramel malt is there. There's like this kind of caramel type flavor, but it's not as much as in the aromas. So the flavor already is better than what the aromas are. Thank God for that. And then there's a bitterness. It definitely hits you. This definitely has the bitterness. Woo. The bitterness of an American IPA, an old school classic. Oh, man. Carbonation. Let's get that too. It's a lower side medium carbonation, actually. It's not that carbonated. Maybe that's coming from the Miller Light I drank earlier. Yeah. The hops are kind of coming off mostly piney on the flavor. A lot of pine. It's like nothing I was getting out of the aromas are really on the palate. This one's it's got a pretty high bitterness. I'm not even call it moderate. It's a high bitterness. It definitely hits that West Coast IPA bitterness level. It's a lot of pine notes. It's pine from pretty much mid palate all the way to the finish. It might be a slight floral touch, kind of blending in with a little bit of that kind of grain note. It's a kind of grain. There's definite grain note that comes through. I'm not a big fan of grain, but I'm super glad that at least it doesn't drink like it's a what are those caramel sugar daddies, something like that. Yeah, at least it doesn't drink like one of those candies, Definitely the bitterness.
All the fillings right out of your teeth.
So the flavor on this one is much better than the aromatics for me. So I'm liking that. It's definitely a drying beer. It's leaving my palate quite dry and quite just the lingering bitterness. It's not harsh either with the bitterness. There's a lot of pine, but at least it's not harsh. ABV at 6.2%. Shouldn't even have to mention not tasting alcohol with the way that we make beers today, unless this place royally sucks. So yeah, no alcoholic flavors. Let's get to the cheese. Cut to the cheese.
I'm interested to hear about that cheese.
Very smoky. It's a lot of smoke. I can't tell you what. I mean, if I had to guess, it's a hickory. It smells a lot like I've had some smoked Goudas that give off the same smokiness. I think they were smoked with hickory, so I'm pretty sure it's a pretty potent smokiness to it, and it doesn't give off any like strange like fruit notes at all. Let's
maybe
grab
that umami. I know beer man talks about stuff like the bacon and. Is that the same thing?
It's meaty.
Yeah, I mean, Smelling it with the smoke. I've also eaten it, so it's kind of cheating if I say it now because I've actually eaten some of this.
Yeah.
Animal.
But I mean, yeah, just smelling it with the smokiness, you kind of like, oh yeah, there could be some bacon, there could be some saltiness to it. Because a lot of times things that smell smoky like this are coated in salt. You think of barbecue, where you're smoking meats. A lot of those are rubbed with salts, so you're gonna get a salt. So yeah,
Cheesers.
cheeser.
Jeez.
Flavor. It's got the flavor crystals. You get those little
Cheeser.
crunchy bits. Love that. Awesome aspect. So little crunchy bits. It's creamy. It's got this buttery flavor to it. Slight nuttiness. A little bit of like this kind of tang with the cheddar and the smoke. The smoke hits. Your mouth's just coated with a nice smokiness. It does kind of have a hickory bacon flavor to it, slightly. It's not super bacon. Maybe like little strips of bacon fat without all the excess other remnants of bacon. Definitely has that hickory smoked flavor to it from hickory smoked bacon. Now, even though it has like a creamy kind of flavor to it, creamy, buttery, the saltiness, the smokiness, the nuttiness, it coats the mouth, but it also is kind of drying as well. So I have a drying beer, a drying cheese, and let's see how they mix. I don't at this point, like I don't know. I thought I've only had one old crock in my life, and I thought I did the smoked one, but whatever old crock I had before, I said it wasn't that good. This is coming off. I'm enjoying this, so we'll have to do some research to see what old crock I had in the past.
That
If
the
it's
reserve
the same
I had-
one, then damn, this thing has turned around, or my palate's changed. Damn,
The cheese sounds awesome.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Maybe you got a good square.
I like the reserve. The reserve one they did was really good.
I tasted a little bit of like orange marmalade with the beer after eating the cheese and then drinking the beer. It totally killed the bitterness from the beer. It did bring out some more of that kind of like sweetness. I did get more caramel. It cut out the graininess of the beer and brought up this kind of like orange marmalade flavor. So it kind of made this beer drink more like a junior barley wine versus being a West Coast IPA. It really cut like a lot of the bitterness out. Brought more sweetness towards the palate from the beer. I am getting a lingering smokiness from the cheese. The other thing that happened was, some of that kind of like nuttiness and stuff dissipated, and the tang from the cheese dissipated. Still have it had a little bit of that kind of creamy, buttery type note, and then the smoke kind of came up again afterwards. So there's kind of a deduction of flavor notes from both, and a little mix with orange marmalade, caramel, and smoke. It's all right. All right. Cheers.
Barley wine, you said. That's crazy. Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Bumpy.
Yeah, no, that's a good review. All right. Well, I'm not gonna bring up Drewski. I'm sorry, man. I gotta keep this professional. But cheers, Bumpy, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you might hit me with the lightning bolt of yours and hate me forever, but that's the way it goes. You gotta be serious on this show. Okay, you gotta. This might go on a podcast too, so I gotta keep it real. Let's get going here. Threw me off, buddy. Jeez, I don't hate you, Drewski. All right, let's get into the beer. If I can stir it around well enough without it pouring. This one's crazy. It's got, what is it again? It's 6.5. It's definitely a Westie. Boy, it has a great stone fruit. Man, peaches is the big stone fruit in this one. Peaches, lemon, and grapefruit is a citrus. Stone fruity realm in this. Wow. Very peachy. Very, very peach forward. That might be from the mosaic. I'm thinking more of the berry, kind of berry-esque kind of peachiness. It's very nice. Strawberries coming out, lychee, sort of like rosy. I wouldn't say lychee. Strawberry though, more of a berry, a sweet berry. It's got a sweetness in the nose, but a very clean looking beer. Very clean, almost brilliant. I mean, it's just like, it's very clear. So, good retentions, keeping a nice head above the top there, or like a nice rim. That's good. Let's drink this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Lacing and shit looks good.
Mm.
On the drink.
On the finish, it's more grapefruit pine, bitter. You're definitely getting the Westie, that Westie superness of the super part of the Westie part. It's like, wow, that's really getting you. Piney resinous, bitter grapefruit, kind of grapefruit peel, spritziness coming out in the back, kind of a drying, bitter feel. The front is very sweet, very very peach forward. You're getting that like peach candy, kind of a candy peach rings or something like that. Very nice. Also a tropical vibe in there as well. It does have a strawberry. There's kind of like I wouldn't say all the way strawberry, but kind of a strawberry kind of essence in there. It's soft. It's very soft. It's not super punchy with the acceleration of the carbonation. It's very soft in the mouthfeel. The body is a medium body for sure. It's got a slight viscosity. It's viscous. It's got like kind of a thickness to it in the drink. It's nice. But that dries off at the end. It kind of like lets you taste this nice bunch of goodness, and then it just dries off with that grapefruit pine. Very nice. Very good. Man, these guys are good, dude. I'd send these guys out to you guys via's good, man. No wonder why they're getting up on
That's good.
Untapped.
You said they just got on Untapped and stuff.
Yeah, they just started, and they're getting there. So, now the cheese. This cheese is good. I had a little snip of it. It's very mild, but we'll get into that. Oh, there's actually seed particles in there, so that's why you're getting a little heat for sure. Very let's go over so it kind of bends and then breaks. It's kind of got a soft kind of feel to it or look to it when it breaks. It's not brittle, and it smells very milky, very creamy, very cow milky, and it has a salty sourness as well to it. But it's all very mild, very well blended. The jalapeno comes out pretty well in the vegetal. Quite nice. You don't really get like a heated feel in the nose or anything. It just smells really. I love jalapeno flavor. I love the flavor of the vegetal flavor of jalapenos. The heat I could do without sometimes, but the flavor of jalapeno is very delicious. Let's eat this. It's got little like little specks of jalapeno in there. Good. Oh yeah, that vegetable jalapeno kick kind of comes out. That seed I had on there, that's hot. That's getting me. But it's nice. The milkiness of the cheese, the creaminess, the sour and the saltiness, they all kind of blend in really well, and keep that jalapeno heat kind of at a low, giving you more of a jalapeno flavor. The Gouda is really nice. I love Gouda cheeses. Very good cheese. Very thick, mouth coating. It just smothers all through your mouth, kind of like toothpaste. You know, if you were to bad way to put it. I mean, I don't go and eat toothpaste, but you know what I'm saying, like a pasty kind of feel.
Lathering,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just smothers your palate, your tongue, everything. Now, cheese before beer on this nice Westie.
Don't rub your eye. You have a bad day.
Oh, it's mushy. It's very good. Oh, the peach kind of goes into a different direction. You still get peach, but it's like this. You're getting more different tropical flavors coming through. The maltiness comes through. More of a breadiness comes through. The jalapeno vegetal works really well with it. There's no spice in this cheese. It's not super hot. It's just very tasty with jalapeno. But that salty, creamy kind of vegetal jalapeno kind of flavor goes really well with the finish on this. The grapefruit and the pine and the resinous of that really melds well with that. There's no alcohol in this beer whatsoever. That's really good.
It's non-alcoholic.
No, that's not what I knew. So I knew that was coming. I already knew.
No, there's no there's no heat. There's no alcoholic heat except for maybe the cheese, if that. But you don't even get it there. The salty, creamy, just like you want something like this, like a clean beer like this, to really wash away the mouth coatingness of the cheese, the thickness of that cheese. So it's really nice to kind of go back and forth. It kind of goes both ways on this. Cheese before beer, beer before cheese. Let me get that washed down. Pour a little more. Wow. Ooh, that jalapeno really comes out big on that for some reason. Jalapeno brings out real well with that Westie. Let's go Westie before beer before cheese.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
By the time it goes down, you almost want to have another piece of beer, or a little sip of beer. So I think beer before cheese cheese before beers is better. Yeah, it doesn't really. I'd rather have the cheese before the beer, but goddamn, it's good. Gouda's very. It seems to be more milkier, more cow milkier, like richer than like a cheddar. Cheddar's more striking, you know, it like bam, bam. Well, it depends on like where you're at. Sharp cheddars, let's say, are more. They seem to be more punchy with the in the back, where this is more soft and subtle and thick and rich. You know.
Oh yeah.
Very nice though. I like Gruyere's as well. As it's kind of similar to Gouda in a way, sort of. But in my opinion,
But smoked Gruyere was pretty good for what it was.
yeah, oh yeah, that's good stuff right there.
We had the same brand, but that was like a weird one. You're like, what? Smoked French cheese, huh? That's weird.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's what I have. Good stuff. Good cheese beer mix there for sure. Like I really enjoyed that. So, all right. Well, cheers, guys. Let's get our last thoughts, and let's start with Dan. Have him come up and tell us what you think about your beer and cheese mix, and give your score and all that.
I mean, score for Guinness, a 4.25 is just a delicious, easy drinking stout. So I've had a chance to just kind of sit here and try the cheese and everything, and going back and forth between the beer, the cheese, and back and forth. I would definitely say I prefer to eat the cheese first and then wash it down with the beer. Just because for me, like, I'm hypersensitive to like salt. I don't eat things with like a lot of salt. So the cheese is definitely getting a bit salty for me the more and more I have it. So the beer definitely helps subdue that saltiness. There's still that kind of graininess to the cheese. And I don't know if that is the salt in there or what that is in there. Like, I don't mind it, but it's just definitely not a buttery texture, if you will.
You mean it's got like crispy bits in it?
Yeah, almost.
That's from the aging.
Okay.
Flavor
All right.
crystals.
Flavor crystals, dude.
All right.
That's the good. Yeah, dude.
No, it's
There you go.
delicious, but I just, like I said, it gets a bit salty for me. So I don't think I'd eat the cheese on its own. Whether or not I had the beer here, I think I'd want like a cracker with it, or maybe a different beverage or whatnot. I'm not mad about my choice at all. I'm really glad I tried this, and I got some more Guinness in the fridge as a plus, so I can pair this on my own time and just sit back and relax and enjoy it. So yeah. Overall, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who hasn't, ever had the cheese, or maybe had the cheese but not the Guinness, or vice versa. So yeah. Cheers.
Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers, Dan.
Cheers,
All
Dan.
right, man. We'll get back to shout outs too at the end. So right on. Thank you, man. All right. Let's get to Tanner.
All right. So for the beer, I liked it. Definitely more of a crushable beer. Had some good flavor notes going for it. Like I said, it kind of had like that creamy banana, but still super drinkable, crushable. Yeah, not used to the style, but I do enjoy it. I could see myself possibly trying out more products that are this same style, possibly from some other companies. So I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 92. I do like it. Just not super complex, but a good beer. I will give it that. This cheese, the one thing I have to say about the cheese, the Old Croc sharp cheddar, definitely very astringent. It does have a lot of a drying aspect to it, but it had those crunchies. It had those crystals. And usually after the show, I kind of compare my rating to how much cheese I've eaten. So I pretty much almost ate 2/3 of the cheese. So I've been enjoying it, especially when pairing it with the beer. But overall, the flavor from the cheese is great. Like I said, other than that astringency. So I'll give the cheese like a 96. I do like it. As far as the pairing worked very well. I just kind of wish I had a little bit more of some type of complex kind of difference from the beer with the cheese, whereas the cheese just kind of enhanced some notes. Like I said, it kind of just enhanced the fruitiness and the grassy floral aspect of the beer. Made the hoppy flavors a little bit more prominent. It didn't really switch up the flavor at all. But yeah, like I said, 96. 96 for the pairing. And overall, yeah, it was fun trying something new as far as a new beer style. And the Old Croc, when Bumpy was going, I think I said multiple times probably that the reserve cheddar was very good. This one is pretty good as well. So I like to try more of their products. I haven't seen that smoky one that Bumpy had, but I would definitely like to pick it up if I can find it in the future. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it. So cheers, guys.
Nice. Cheers. All right, Tanner. Thank you. Good scores there. All right. So we got miscellaneous.
All right. So, yeah, kind of hard to score this beer. Honestly, I would like to try this fresh. I would say it has probably had some serious potential. I said I picked it up. I just looked at the hops and I was like, oh yeah, it's got Azaka and El Dorado. How could you go wrong? Mango double dry hopped IPA. I will say this: it did have a good mango flavor to it. It did have some fruity aromas. Like I said, very mild, earthy pine, and like you really had to be rooting around in there. But yeah, I just can't score it because I think that this beer actually really does have some potential. Honestly,
Mhm.
I usually don't even stick around when I have these. I'll just bounce. But I drank it, all of it, but that last bit right
I'm
there.
proud of you.
Like drinking all that down there. I would say not bad. For like I said, what it is, 6 months out or whatever. No, it's not. It's old. So yeah, can't score it. Honestly, I bet if I had this fresh, it'd probably be in the 90 range, probably 90 plus, to give or take. Has potential. Like to try it again. As for the Cabot Legacy Collection White Oak cheddar cheese, it's good. I like it. It's very. It's way above par for a product of its statue. You know what I mean? That's not an expensive block of cheese. I think they were buy one get one or something. $3, $3.50. And it's really good cheese for what it is. I mean, I've had some very high end cheese as well. Like some of these guys got. Bumpy got the good cheese. Dan did too. I I would recommend it. It doesn't really have a lot of those crunchy flavor crystals in there. You might get a chunk that has some in it, but it's really above par for what it is. So saying that, I can't remember. I probably scored it 100, but I'm gonna go with 100. I like that cheese.
There you go.
I really do. For price range and all that, I could slap that on a charcuterie board and you wouldn't know that it was cheap cheese. You'd be like, damn, that's some good ass cheese.
Right.
So, I mean, honestly, I don't
That's some
bullshit
ghetto
about
ass
that. I
cheese.
think the pairing, though, I think the pairing would have really worked with the nice, bright, fruity flavors if this was a fresher beer. And some of that like earthy pine was more kicking up front with it because it is double dry hop. I think it would pair really well, and that's really what I can say. Did it work on the spot? Yeah. Can I give it like a definite score? No. I'd probably 88 because the beer was lacking. The cheese is good, but the flavor profiles were working. That TS, it's old, man. I give you
Yeah.
honest review. So yeah, I can't score the beer and the pairing. Like I said, I'd go to 88 at this point. I think it has potential to go way up with the fresher product.
Dude, I'm gonna create an inoculator, a hop inoculator. We're gonna do this for these old beers. We're gonna prototype this, and we're gonna create a hop inoculator that sits over the top of your glass, and it inoculates your beer with it. Dry hops beer.
Oh,
beer.
I got thoughts on how that could work.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Not
Cheers.
bad though.
Nice, dude.
Cheers, bro.
I would check them out though. If I was in Jersey and I could get this fresh, I would give it a shot again.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you. Thanks, Miscellaneous. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
All right. So, Bumpy, what you got, man?
Well, first off, to make your inoculator thing work, you couldn't use fresh hops because that's going to take up a lot of room. You'd have to kind of compress it down to like a liquid where it could be like a drop, kind of like flavor things for like water.
Or drops, yeah, like little droplets. Bing, bing,
So it'd have to be like some type of hop flavoring type drop thing.
You got a point, dude.
Where do I begin? Let's start with a little bit. Let's start with the shitty news. This IPA wasn't that good. I'm scoring this Tucker Brook West Coast IPA from the last Chair Brewery with a 32.5 out of 50, which is going to land it in the drinkable category. It's drinkable. So many better West Coast IPAs out there. Yeah, just I don't know. That one. Whatever, it is what it is. At least it was drinkable and not a drain pour. The cheese, like I said, I don't know if I've had this cheese. I've only had that one cheese from the old crock, and I didn't really care for it. This cheese, I really liked it. Thought it was really nice. Things I would say would make it better. I've said this before about smoked cheeses, at least smoked cheddars, is a richer cheddar, a really, really sharp cheddar. I want it to go down to that real funky depth that the cheddar can get down to, so like super aged, extra reserved. And maybe they have a cheese like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. They could have like this extra reserved smoked.
They
cheddar,
do.
and that's what it is.
They do. They have an extra sharp, like a super extra sharp one.
Yeah. That's smoked?
Not smoked. Yeah.
Well, that's
what you meant. Yeah. Yeah.
That's I mean, the smoky flavor is really nice. It comes through real well. It's edible. Obviously, I ate the whole damn package. You're welcome. Little fruit pops in. Yes, I ate the whole damn.
That's awesome.
Thing of cheese. And I'm gonna score this one at a 95 out of 100. It's a real nice smoked cheddar cheese.
Nice, man.
Not the best ever, but it's up there. And I love the crunchy bits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was getting those with mine too.
As far as a pairing, that's the other thing I didn't really mention was I think that with the right West Coast style IPA, it would have been a great pairing. It wasn't horrible with this beer, but I mean, this beer is just not going to be great with anything. It's because it's not a great beer. So it just, like I said, when it didn't really enhance anything, it changed some things. It deducted things, maybe that wouldn't have worked together anyways. And it kind of did this thing where the smoke came through with some kind of caramel and marmalade orange type flavoring, which it did change that. It brought out this kind of orange marmalade flavoring out of the beer that I could not get out of it at all, except with having the cheese on my palate. So I guess it did change it a little bit, but still, yeah, I wouldn't recommend this IPA, period. So no, don't pair it with this beer.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Awesome, man. Thank you, Bumpy.
Cheers, Bumpy.
So, whose turn is it now? It's my turn. Okay. Well, this beer was good, man. The beer was good. Beer was good. Yeah.
Was it great?
Fucking good. Yeah, it was really great. It was a good Westie. I'm gonna, and it's very fresh, so that says a lot. I'm gonna give it a 96 out of 100. I thought it was a delicious West Coast style IPA, American IPA. Very good stuff. God, just I don't want to talk about it anymore. Just good. The cheese was really delicious as well. I like that there was not a whole lot of spice and heat. I like that it was more vegetal flavored of jalapeno. Very nice, subtle, creamy, mushy cheese in the mouth. I'll give that a 97 out of 100. Very delicious. I would totally get it again. I'd get both of these again. The pairing was amazing. I really liked it quite a bit. I'm going to give it a 98 out of 100. I think it's something to try. If you can find this cheese, it is in my neck of the woods, but it is is something I'm sure that might be distributed over there as well in the East or around the U.S. But good pairing. 98, I said, right? Yeah, 98. So I was very happy with that. I just liked how it I liked how the West Coast worked. I liked how this Westy worked. I like the peachiness of it. And then the piney grapefruit finish with that nice milky, like vegetable jalapeno, like salty, yummy freaking Gouda. It's so good, man. It was so good. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Let's go ahead and open the panel up and let's get Dan up here. I think we're good. All right, yeah, go ahead and shout your guys' stuff out and whatever you got to do.
I just did a review today with Bumpy, so look for that in the near future. And I plan on doing one with Tanner pretty soon, so look for that in the future. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. I got some reviews with Beer Patrol coming down. End of the month, we got a little get together, Beer Tuber Palooza with some other beer tubers. Yeah, it should be some live streams, loads of content going on from that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on. I don't really do a lot of live streams. So yeah.
Thanks, man. Where'd everybody go?
I don't know. What's going on?
Doing shout outs.
Sorry, yeah, my son wanted a ramen and my microwave's like way up high, and I'm like, nope.
Shit, I had to go. Sorry.
That's not waiting to happen.
All
I
right.
don't really have any shout outs.
We're good now.
Well,
Okay.
oh no, I didn't do mine yet.
Oh, that's fine. I
Um,
don't know. It was away. It was quiet, and I'm like, well, all right. Well, I'm gonna make a move then. Get the dead air out.
well, tomorrow 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be doing Spirit Showdown. So pretty much, we're going to be doing. Each channel member will take two different products that are the same spirit, and we'll be comparing them. So pretty much, I'll take two different bourbons and see how they compete. And you can bring whatever you want. You can do two different gins, two different tequilas, whatever it is. So it's a new show of mine. Hopefully it works out, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And Saturday, I do my Rate That Beer. I didn't do it last week. I had some stuff to do. I went out with my girlfriend. But I will be doing it this week, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, just look out for more content on my channel. Dropping different reviews all the time. I actually have a seltzer review coming out soon. But I need to get back into the whiskey game and do some more liquor reviews. Hence the name of the channel. But yeah, so shout outs for other people. Check out Josh Last Beer. Does his beer bowl discussions on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Pretty much starts off his show with a beer review and then opens the panel up and talks about beer news, beer topics. And who else? Go check out Alex. He's doing an examination. Might still be going on. If not, watch the rerun of Dry Dock Brewing Beer with him, Chatio, and Thrash Metal. Or Thrash Life. Yeah. So go check out those guys. And
Nice. Yep, still going.
So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Yeah.
And you muted.
Sorry, I'm muted. All right. Not too much. I don't really have too much going on. You go check out a couple channels though. Wayne's Beer Delivery. He's a good dude. Good channel. He's getting up there in his reviews now. I'd also like to shout out Leprechaun TV, The Hot Seat, Thursday night at 9. Great show, barbecue banner, interviews, recipe swaps, all kinds of stuff. You can get your Uncle Steve's shake there. promos for that. Who else? Gosh, there's somebody else that I want to shout out. Go check out Dickie's. He's always doing it, playing the guitar too. I like the music aspect of it. It's change pace from your normal beer reviews.
Yeah.
Just go check everybody out. Ridge is a good dude, damn good man. And Joe the Beer Patrol. He's been popping in a lot lately, so that's been nice. Chatting with him and getting some of his thoughts. Great beer reviewer. Cheers, guys. That's it.
Cheers, miss.
I'm still working on stuff, so we'll see.
Cool.
Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers, man. All right, Bumpy. Oh, you got that. Let's talk about how I love jalapeno flavor.
You tried it, but you can't have it. Yeah. Drink it, Tanner.
So, yeah.
You.
50-point inspection videos. They come out on Wednesdays and Fridays. So those are my beer reviews. It's me just drinking a beer and reviewing it and telling you what I am picking up out of the aromas and flavors. May not be accurate to some nostrils and palates, but hey, you're not in my mouth. And yeah, Fridays are right now dedicated to FLX beer reviews from the package that they had sent me. So some more beers still trickling through. Live stream on Monday nights on my channel, Bumpy Road Brews. It's called New Brew. Just bring a beer that you've never, ever had before in your life, if you can remember. If you honestly can't remember, and you may have had it and you just can't remember, whatever. But do try to bring something you've never had before. And it's a 3-part show. It's review your new brew, little general chit chat. Everybody can kind of talk about whatever they want to, throw out your scoring of your beer that you had, stuff like that. Then we do have a question and answer portion as well, kind of towards the end of the show. And anybody's welcome to throw out the question. Panel members, myself, I can do it.
I got dibs on next week's question.
Yeah. Miscellaneous had a question, but Paul Middlefrew actually put out a question. He was one of the folks in the chat, so the chat is also welcome to throw out a question for the panel to answer.
Unless
keep it
Paul
appropriate.
comes back.
Yeah, if it's something so weird and bizarre, we're not doing that. But with a good damn question, and it could be part of the show. Other than that, I think a lot of people have already been shouted out, but I'd like to focus on Mike from the other half of FLX Beer Reviews. Make sure you check out Mike as well on FLX Beer Reviews. I think he might be a good dude. That's it. Cheers to jalapeno beers.
Cheers to jalapenos, man. Beers. All right. Well, okay. So my whole thing is I kind of want to keep things open here. So I've been thinking about it, and I'm gonna go. We're just gonna keep an open table, I think, for here on out. Just for Tuesday, of course. Wednesday, I show a picture and blah blah blah. But beer and cheese, though, yeah, we'll do another. We'll just keep going on the open thing. Bring what you want. Bring what you think will work well. Get creative, and be here next Tuesday for 8:00 Eastern, 5:00 my time Pacific. For that. So yeah, and then Wednesday will be tomorrow will be at 3:00, 6:00 Eastern, 3 my time. Will be a Scream movie or a scary movie kind of theme. So it can go funny, it can go the actual Scream movie, horror, whatever you want to do. Got a great intro for that, I think. So but yeah, we'll do that, and look out for. Well, not look out. I've already put up my water test. It's very long, So, prepare yourself for 32 minutes of watching the hell that I went through trying to figure out my system. But I'm not going to do any more videos again, but I will be doing a few more water tests, maybe just to get familiar with the system. But I am waiting on the ingredients, and I'll start brewing here real soon. So look out for something like that coming very soon. I do have a review I need to put up, so look out for that as well. I got to edit it. And 3 people. Don drinks beer. Cheers, my dears, from Glasgow, Scotland. Go check him out. Don drinks beers. And you got Stoneyard Vineyards. Cheers to him as well, Stoney. Great brewing channel. Finru Home Brewing is another great brewing channel. I've been getting into the brewing channels more because I will be getting there as well. So it's kind of nice to continue to look at all these guys and see what they're doing. So check them out. And man, I want to say thank you guys. And cheers. We had Don. I had Don drinks beers. We had Dan from FLX. God damn it. Yes, we had Dan from FLX Reviews. Cheers, dude. Thank you so much for being here. And East Coast LK Reviews.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Miscellaneous brewery reviews, and Bumpy Road Brews. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate your time hanging out here. It's cool. I know you guys got some other directions here, so we got to get on. But thank you so much. It's been another awesome Beer and Cheese Tuesday. Thank you to the chat. We had John and Jules. We had John and Nilly. We'll say Julie Gilpin, but we had Jules, John and Nilly. Last beer we had Josh, we had Sam Smalley, hell yeah. We had the legendary Alex in the house, which is live at the moment with his dry dock thing. We had Dickie in here, Shark Home Brewing, Sunfish for Fish. Oh God, Drewski Brewski, Ridgeopolis. FLX is here, unless that's the other half of you guys. Beer Patrol, Joe, Blue Ice, yes, Commerce Ozzy, and Cheryl Crawford. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate your support, your ongoing support. We all do, actually. We love you. Cheers to you. Let's keep it going. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Let me just find my outro. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you're from. And I don't have another last sip, but not after one more sip. I'm going to fake it. Yeah. Cheers.